Has the New Year's Eve attack deepened the divide in an already polarised Turkey? And as this divide deepens, now how are different segments looking at President Erdogan's march to an all-powerful presidency? Anchal Vohra filed this report from Istanbul. Take a look.
Is Erdogan's great leap forward the deepest plunge for Kemalist Turkey? The AKP has secured the necessary 330 votes in the Turkish parliament to bring about a constitutional change once a referendum provides the final approval. Erdogan wants to do away with the position of Prime Minister, a rank he held for over 10 years, usher in executive presidency, and in how it's being seen, end judicial independence. All purportedly for a prosperous Turkey on the lines of the United States and France. So what's the problem? The seculars fear such power would embolden an already authoritarian president. Let's take the case of the most recent terror attack in Istanbul, which has re-emphasized the fault line between the conservatives and the modernists in the erstwhile Ottoman Empire. We spoke to a senior journalist of Hurriyet, a liberal newspaper, often at the receiving end of the government's wrath in Turkey.
After this atrocity has taken place in the nightclub, normally you would unite everybody in expressing sorrow. However, unfortunately, we had social media comments who said that some people said they were not sorry for those who were celebrating the New Year Eve because supposedly it is against our religion, which is of course not true at all.
The attack on Rayna nightclub is an attack on secularism, on European values, on Christian values, and not on Muslims. That belief is held in both radical and secular quarters in Turkey. ISIS uses this division. A lot of ISIS propaganda in Turkey has played to it. Yeni Akit, a Turkish newspaper, warned against celebrating New Year's Eve. Look at this. It says, New Year is a sin. Muslims shouldn't celebrate it. Another story published in the paper says, if you celebrate infidel days, you will get what you deserve. In another instance, the Anatolia Youth Association's Istanbul University branch released an illustration of a bearded Muslim punching Santa Claus in the face.
When the government remains silent against criticism and warnings from certain quarters against those who want to celebrate, then obviously this silence is being interpreted by certain radical elements as a tacit approval. That's why remaining silent was a mistake.
The seculars blame Erdogan and his policies, sometimes his silence, for the radicalization in Turkey, and worry the lines between non-violent extremists and violent extremists might blur soon if Erdogan isn't checked. Calling it a fight for existence, they shudder to think, what would an all-powerful President Erdogan do? Daily Sabah, though, media that's seen as close to the government, doesn't think it's a liberal versus conservative clash, but a power struggle between the old and the new elite. The editor-in-chief of the paper, Mr. Karagöz, is a new member of the intellectual elite, and he says President Erdogan is the new political elite.
Turkish elites are changing right now. From the rural area, the average Turks, they are becoming to center from the periphery. So we see new elites, new conservative elites, religious people on the elite area. And we call some people in Turkey White Turks. White Turks was Kemalists. They were very strong. They were controlling everything. Now it's changing. Now religious, conservative, well-educated people are coming from periphery to center, and now it's not polarization. It's conflict between old elites and new elites.
A clash of ideologies or a clash of classes. Turkey is going through a churn. The secularists feel that Erdogan is using the coup attempt and the terror attacks on liberals to curtail liberty in Turkey. They want to fight him tooth and nail, but face a demographic challenge. That is precisely Erdogan's strength, and he wants to use it as Turkey approaches a referendum on his executive presidency. So the question really is, will the non-radical, non-extremist conservatives, hopefully the majority that voted for Erdogan, opt for a majoritarian, authoritarian Turkey or a democracy for equal rights for all, even if that right is to choose celebrating the arrival of a new year? Anchal Vohra, WION.